was set with the bata national registration. Send a bear your phone number. Yet me who says our number. And another Suma Hinedia. If you say you register, you're the Ghana card at Toso. It is a number no ko ye bibia near Tresia, you be say Nana Suma Hine a number. A real Sam, I want to say, Yanyanisa, you could charge same card for Keke, HSM for Sobia in the so. It's your first SIM card registration here, Minister of Communications, Ebayano. Yet the bell link here Ghana card. Na SIM card, won't mean Ghana card, the Dasoda. And to be a BCBI, yes, SIM card, no. You be who say, a Simesidia, and now a way dear. Now, I know the way I ever no. And yet, dear, over yes, Santini. No aqua card for yet the code be baba or phone so now I can say Churudin and Ghana card number and it will be a sa code no so oh enter ya no when you enter now a call database no now at the same card now butter Ghana card no and no and you won't call MTN and go say maybe register me same. And also you're free. Nyaya and say re-registration now ye be no. Telephone companies soon they bet you aka. It is a registration via your 5 CDs are almost no bet you 5 CDs now. And so what they are say code number phone so na ye erikopoku was same card no actual erikopoku wo house number wo den on baby sound wo Ghana card ID number now they are shame no mia enter and no wa register na obia obenya problem any registration no wo and na obeko company no wakoka say me same card nie but me register and fa and I say na ye me papa same card and so afa me na me use enti person me sesa registration no eco be dim ebia na umame ewo phone ena owuja ho ena wo na wo use phone no enti wo be kwa register the same no ewo wudi mu na chese adane wo dia aha enti sa nipa no ko ena be ko phone company ho across the on registration enti ka omo kan enye hu bia ye be ye no simple na chese bibia etwetwa.
Ebusi appointing some way Anaman John Dramani Mahama no pay what they are better dry so ye de be a barber somo ewo kase so na ye do a free san seminary do consent from their enchebia and a helicopter crash be a see a free hole a BPM ewon cramante manu much as any pamienu the amunum ha wo more efa so eto ananan ewon siedre yare who send me papa ewo my Ghana ha say no enam so ma dom kuma a wo mo ewo mrahye bedwafie any dom kuma iba no deni onmunyam for Alexander afenyoma ken said dia betudwa wo chem say sa helicopter crash see ye ewon cramantem ha e free hole be do eye tema esi en wo che say yare who send me papa nti hu be yin say se ade wo be yin hwehwemu e de afa ho kwan e fa so enam so masa akwenhye isi ye no e wo say Ghana penny for etimi fa asemi ebo mobo na mo yin hwehwemu bi ade efa ho mampeni eye dom kuma no ba no deni oni penifo ahodo a wo mo ewo mrahye bedwafie ene dom kuma no wo mo anna anope wo mo den semwe ababetu edwa.
A privately owned Sky Arrow microlight aircraft with registration number NG-ADV lost control while attempting to land after flying from Ho to Accra. The minority extends its deepest condolences to the bereaved family, particularly the parents and relatives of the two brothers. This incident raises serious questions that demand urgent answers. How was a privately owned microlight aircraft allowed to operate over a densely populated corridor with such a devastating consequences? Were all safety protocols, maintenance procedure, and pilot certification strictly observed? What regulatory oversight existed? And why did it fail to prevent this disaster? And finally, could this tragedy have been prevented with stronger monitoring and enforcement? The minority respectfully calls on the relevant authorities to conduct full, transparent, and independent, as well as time-bound investigation, with findings made public, detailing the cause of the crash, any lapses in certification, maintenance, and operational procedures, and corrective measures to prevent reoccurrence. Review and strengthen aviation safety protocols for all microlight and private aircrafts. Ensure adequate resourcing of investigative and regulatory bodies to guarantee rigorous monitoring and enforcement. And finally, establish a support system for bereaved families, providing timely assistance and care to mitigate the impact of such tragedies. This tragedy must compel government to enforce safety regulations, strengthen oversight, and protect the lives of all Ghanaians.
We anadom kumano banu dani onmunyam for Alexander afenyoma case where they abetidwa yen so yedi bi ababe sumune nsem no wan fence wa wasan edit tudwa bi ma watch say nsem we dey wo dey kwama eye Ghana Union of Traders Association a watch me say sisi ade nkebe ya afimpinu ni eduonu wotwe abato a beto wo man Ghana ha no omumbo mhomode na omonsanfa akwanya no enhye NPP amani okonisa na yade a omumba omudi omuhwemo de biara da omakoma so ade ne noma bia omuhinya bia no wombehwe na woma yeninia ede amom asesi a womo sufre impenifo no kebeya womonsanfa akwanya no ema womo NPP amani okono wo hye omo bose wombehwe na omo deliver no mapa ede amom semwe and Alexander Afenyomakins was sign ede to eja
before. Governance does not mean you should just obstruct them, but be constructive and engage and prove to the people that you are an alternative government. You are ready when given the chance to make it better. So it's a reason why on the instructions of our flag bearer, we are here. So don't be worried at all. Of course, we made mistakes, but if you look at even the concerns that were raised by VIP and Mr. President on the assurances by the president that you would be giving some capital support. You realize that it was around that time, 2022, that the financial crisis hit us so bad. And the country itself had to go for a bailout. This issue about DDP, sometimes they can make a political statement, sweeping statement, and say that we mismanaged the economy. I'm not here to say that we didn't make mistakes. That would be too much on the roof. No. Obviously, in any government setup, there will be some mistakes. But largely, look at the way the economy was going, 17, 18, 19, then COVID struck. Now, nobody has asked this important question. That whole period, for almost 2 years, that businesses ceased, that trade had to stop, that government had to feed the poor, government had to pay public sector workers, government had to still put in place the institutional pillars to sustain the economy. Free SHS did not come to an end because of COVID. Student fees had to be paid. Students had to be fed in school. All the various policies that had been implemented prior to COVID had to still be implemented. So we did not lose our guards. However, the post-COVID, the challenges became obvious. At least we kept the lights on. So much as we concede on some of the challenges, that of course has reduced us to a mighty.
Ebusuafo ne nsem no wosan edit dwabia ma wo chem sesesi ade eye rising power cost akoso e wo my Ghana no eno ama Ghana ni bia bebre na wo munni eye option bia se illegal ana wo mbe yesan se e ban electricity anebo akoso ye papa wo ma omudi ejuma wo mudi ye no ma akese wo chese sesesi anebo akoso no wo munni eye option bia se illegal na so mo ye se na be betimi aboa mo so mo adwuma womo no etimi akosro ede amom nsem we ana onmunyam for Alexander Afenyomakins so sign ede to dwemra wɔne nsɛmtwerɛfo hyia mu a wɔne wɔn atwetwe nkɔmmɔ.
Reforms. Pursuing the reforms means don't be in a hurry to increase tariffs. Because when you increase tariffs, what you do is that you allow people to now connect illegally. A lot of the factories, industry players have their own means of tapping into cheaper electricity. So rather, pursue the loss reduction program. The loss reduction program was to deal with the old meters and ensure that as many households and industries were metered. So you had some 6 or 7 companies that had brought in the assembling plant and were assembling meters. This was a good policy. As we speak, I've not seen any major, attempt at reforming the energy sector. But they found it convenient to now say they want to increase tariffs. And within a short period, tariffs increased by over 28%. Last week, they announced some 4% reduction. But that means nothing.
Adishman Benunti Semwe Anadom Kumano Banu Deni Unmunyam for Alexander Afenyo Markins what they are betty Jano Pay so Yedibi Ababe someone I do a free sansem no I do a consent from there a year and the day and Deputy Minister of Transport Ayamami Docas Afo Toffee what they betu Jana Ukopiemo our assurance committee in Maudi to be watch him say Sia there were more abom Humode Accra a year buses bese a year or 100 a free Egypt. Isuzu Motors a modi be piem e wo my Ghana wo che se basis we be piem e wo my Ghana he be boa ma bibia no ye car sem ne ade no akoso ne betimi aba from ediaman na bibia no obibia ho etimi ahenhan ne same way and Deputy Minister of Transport Docas what they abetu edwa.
Metro Mars has engaged various suppliers for the delivery of these buses. The first one is the Isuzu company in Egypt. President spoke about it on the State of the Nation address. Currently, as we speak, 100 buses are on its way, which will be in the country by the first week of April, thereabout, or in April, let me put it that way. And thereafter, another 100 and another 100 for it's 300 buses that will be coming from Egypt. Beside that, we also have Dongfeng buses that will be coming as well. So the plan is to have a total of 1,000 buses by the end of this year or the first quarter of next year. But currently, as we speak, the first 100 batches is on its way to Ghana. That will be here in April. Thank you.
In some way, and Deputy Minister of Transport, Docas, a year after Toffee, what they abetuja yen so Yedibi Ababe Sumu. Yedinani se me suni try home, a koja boa from Kratwa by a buyer to answer me so, Ediamo.
Yo, I'm up for and I am Makwaba at the bar, a KFM musical shopper. The Tosum, who free a Kumasa Malcolm that Damono, a sunny at the bar at Dumuno, Sabran Udu, a Sambra Junction, Sambra Hotel in Quantana Sope. Now, shop no any Sambra Hotel and the Dinsha anymore. Would the free Sambra Hotel, a wood sunny at the co, Nankane and Hagan Hono, Annie, a hawk and a KFM musical shop. Dear Tosum, yet be in the fofro. Now, dear Ekani said, and feed dear papa a timiche. The Odia sorry, the Ode Gro Agro Ahudo. Juma dear be a woody open here a young fidya musical instrument piano, a KFM into a say Ghana Muntie Asantemai Muntie, a KFM musical shop. Anna Sabre, ya be no fofro Monochai. A war Premper the 2nd Street. We free all men come down and now sunny at the co edumno and Udu Sambra Hotel Quantana so not what done on Sunny Faso a hot announce KFM musical shop ye a walk Yanis Sambra Hotel and a anymore. Ye chow abribia
Messi sɛ mɛyɛ proud anaasɛ mɛyɛ dwa mɛfiri Kumasi adum KFM instrument store obi bisa sɛ asɛ bɔ mɛmfi wo deɛ a woto no a wɔne nsi da wode nneɛma papa gyina w'anim na wɔto no na wotumi sɛ yes wɔto no biribi aka wakoma ne nyinaa firi KFM instrument store Kumasi adum sɛ megyina hɔ na meto nnwom a metumi nya ahomeka fi sɛ mfidi papa mu anim na megyina no wobɛtena yɛ kɔma yɛde wo sika na adwa nanka ka na ewu ɛnsɛmfo ayi
Medogbena mi Ghana dukɔ do adza kple ho dukɔ katã. Míetsɔ nyanyui aɖe vɛ na mi tso Talent Microfinance Limited gadzraɖoƒea. Míewɔna susu, savings, adishie, skubuafoɔ, cashback kple bubuawo katã. Nenye be egadzɔm ɖe mía gbɔ la, le etɔ megbe ko ate ŋu axɔ gadodo. Ke nenye be egadzɔm vivivivi la, nenye be gahiãwo la, ate ŋu ava ɖe wo ga yi ke ne hiã faa.
Ta nenye be mi ƒom tso miaƒe adzɔnu yiwo ke nye miaƒe gadodo nyawoa, business loan ele mia si, church finance ele mia si, salary loan ele mia si, eye bubuwo li ke nye personal loan. Eye nenye be mi ƒom tso business loan a enye gadodo yi ke mienana asitsalawo, nenye be woasigba keke alo ele sue, woya va talent. Mi kpekpe ge ɖe ŋu nenye wɔsigba le suea ne wɔ ge wò keke ge ɖe dzi to talent ƒe mɔnuwo me eye nenye be mi ƒom tso miaƒe salary loan a enye gadomɔnu ke mi ʋu na miaƒe dziɖuɖu dɔwɔlawo nka ganyo wu heya va talent wo payslip kple bank statement ye koe nye nu yi hiã o na kɔkɔ xɔ wo salary loan le rate nyuietɔ kekeake dzi church financier personal loan a va ne nye habɔbɔ ma sɔli hama edzi ʋuƒoƒowo sankuwo dzitawo woli la asibɔbɔe kekeake míaƒle ge no nano xem vi tso dziŋutɔ dziŋuade va ɖe ƒe ɖeka mɔnukpɔkpɔ ka ye ganyo wu heya talent ko na kpɔ heyawo le tsagbagba na ɖo ta ɖe talent bena wo gadomɔnuwoa anɔ bɔbɔe na mi akpe na mi.
Eti be yanya fi ke talent la.
Talent Microfinance Django Ameganship abe Letina Tejipo Hotame.
Miape kapomo yenye 050-129-1298 alo 050-128-9119. Talent woga kwamanu banto.
Talent Microfinance, your channel of wealth.
Ebusuafo yesan ma mu nyina akwa ba edam asesa no pe mu gusu etimu TV ho amohwe no so kase wo KFM TV ne so na because we kai wusan no pensemi etwegu ewe abe fontentam fidie ne so Facebook any YouTube KFM TV gye chubetimi ahwe bi na wa share na wa like na wa dwenche ne so die gu ase ama me kama na meto ansem ne so die ama ode a eye mrahye bedwani edema adi hye ya wo mo ewo kole klote abaton peso so eye Zenato Ajema Rollins and they word same be abetudwa FI Greek sector ne ho I wo my Ghana watches is ya de agriculture sector ne ya de eboa mo man no etimi etumpon ye papa pan same way ana Zenato Ajman Rollins what they abeto eja
actually really impressive, and I think it really takes away the idea of agric being this abstract subsistence thing with no technology involved, to really bringing on board how technology can really merge with our innovation and local expertise. This really makes you realize that if it's about crops, you can do urban farming because you have all the vertical devices for you to do the vertical farming. You can actually have a combination with the hydroponics. You can do your fish farming and have your vegetables at the same time. You have technology you can use to actually monitor your crops, to actually even spray. I mean, this is what we're talking about, and I think this really aligns well with the government's policy in terms of taking agric to the next level. It makes the concept of agric and the sector itself look attractive. I think for too long the agricultural sector has been seen as this space where nobody can make ends meet, for people who always look very destitute and all of that. And I think what this does is it makes it attractive also to a younger generation that loves technology, that likes innovation, that likes things done a little bit more easily. And this, I think, will help to attract more people into the space. This is really impressive, and I have to say, I'm really impressed with what Ghana Exim Bank has really done here. This is impressive. I'm seeing things here that I've actually been seeing on videos internationally, and we're doing it here. And it just shows that with the right kind of support, the right political initiatives, the right resources, we can do it all in Ghana. We do not have to go outside to keep importing the ideas here. We have the personnel, the human capacity is there. We have the capacity to do all of this. The resources are here. We have the weather, we have the land, we have the water. We just need to bring it all together. And I think what this fair is doing is showing that the science, the industry, the users can all merge and actually bring something really good that will make us proud as Ghanaians and make us food sufficient. And I think ultimately, with what's happening globally, seeing the kind of interruptions we're seeing to value chains, to logistics and everything, more than ever, this is needed to really empower people in terms of how we can be self-sufficient and use technology and use the young ideas that are at our disposal. It's amazing. I'm really happy to be here.
Usiafo anuntin semwe ana eye mrashebe dwania owoko Lake Lote abaton peso so Zenato Ajman Rollins wodi abetudwa ye so ye de bi ababe somo ye to ansem ne so e de amodia Accra Metropolitan Assembly AMA penny4 e de abetudwa mo chese sisi ade omode nhihye pa egu kwam se wo mode eye 3000 public litter beans e beba be piem e wo my Ghana hande ye street ahodo no wo mode be sisi ho se ne be betimi aboa ma ya hone di ensem no etimi afa into mapa efra nejina ne nai so e de amaye same way ana AMA penny4 Womodi abetudwa no pe ayenso ye dibi esomo.
Promoting national development and promoting a cleaner, healthier environment for all.
When you say I'm an action man, so I have to move to town and start fixing them. So you're back home, you see baby vantage points, bonfire say, NCBA, calling on banks, no need corporate institutions, no remember, no Kodura Pras now Munye being calm my name fixing na cry and yefe. Me wea me and fix it within AMA. Ebe fixi bi akọ Jubilee House on 37 airport area. So that now obi nya hu kwan say obetumi di waste atu form and obi nya hu kwan say obetumi di rubber atu baby ayenye because our beans here on 19 go far away and then I who say bring you on iti enya yanka yenya wo Ghana nyina ni pada se ni ja bola de gu forma o say onya baby fa onya bin bia ni ho Benjamin Adaroma abampapa ba reset agenda no nya adwuma ya provide beans no nti sia no we so wa said say without the to bin na beans na ya provide no want to mean fa bola if you fear now ni be shem go for bebre wo ya fa boy youth they are going around the vantage point now ya fix beans no how mo check it yen saso mu a brand new ni ube di sene say na say amafo be ma ya sanitation court no here juma 24/7 na AMA say we are coming to work 247 because we have a 24-hour office already, which we are working. So yeah, Juma 24/7. If a fire youth, we so be sacrifice a Juma more ama youth no. If a fire youth am be call around that, if be I fixi beans no, they will clear it. I'll be must be call around am be enforce laws no.
Ebusianfo no ntin semwe ana Accra Metropolitan Assembly mpenifo mo de abetu dwano pe ayen so ye de bi aba besomo na ye to ansem ne so de ama odia Ghana man pani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama endra da okopim ewo genegene eye Sampa Road na mbo ne homoden de to bi ehye so a eye resetting Ghana to a eno ebebo ama akwan ahodo amoye wo my Ghana ha no inspection emu edru pa etimi akoso ewo ho edi amaye no nti eye to a course on the be ana yeso ye de sumo ewa no pe kase no so
is there hope he gives you hope is there hope for mankind share is there hope we need is there hope for mankind let's build the Ghana we want together
Siafo no ntin special course ewo genegene Sampa eye kwantempo no so na yitwa bi de besom na mra special no course na mampani John Dramani Mahama wode ne nsem etu dwa efa kwan ho a wo chese si ade aboye homode a strengthen eye yesidi na eno aboama no mapa course ewo my Ghana bibia no mbehwe medjuma de ebi akoso ewo my Ghana ha ye papa pansem we ana mampani John Dramani Mahama wode tu edwa
baby you say dollar ya cheno you didn't call lock no at the Safama IGP and so dollar no minim dollar ya chere before because President Trump US dollar there na say ya chere no because kwa na no kosoro enti ya buy ejuma pa ya yenti Esika Sibia na emre na ne value ethical form enne afeba ko ayeye ejuma ama side no na hondia peja enne me ne okase se okọ Bank of Ghana na okase okọ sesa side ne dollar 10 point something abra na drew 17 cedis to $1 enne Ube here at 10 point something, 10.7 cedis at their $12 back home.
Ebusiafo no ntin semwe ana mampani John Dramani Mahama wode tu dwema okopim ewo genegene eye sompa a okoye inspection ewo honana no pay so ye de bi aba besomo ye de wo every sansem ni mu ne de wa concern from dia eye Ghana National Fire Service eye Greater Accra Regional Fire Officer friend is Rashid Kwame eye Nisa wo wode abetudwa wo chem se si ade eye ejumako no wo mo abuaba cases dodo na ano a eye cases a wo mo abribia no wo mo assault eye wo mo nkrofo idbo mo chese sa cases a wo mo pile no enche wo de beba montim na san krofa wo ho bon sa asem ni mu ina no wo mo ahwe magana mreno eni wo mo edi ne sania esefatan semwe ana Rashid Kwame wode abetu edwa
of the CID of the Ghana Police Service. I'm sorry, as we have to say it now. What we are doing currently, we are compiling the list of what attacks that has occurred on firemen, and the police administration have decided to take it on and prosecute them one by one. As for the Ajingano case, he's been granted bail. By the laws of Ghana, every offense is bailable in Ghana. The fact that they have bailed you doesn't mean anything. The case is still what? On trial. It is purely criminal. But if you see the reasons why they attack fire service, they are unfounded allegations. Some of them don't even know fire service contact numbers. Then the fireman is called in. He moves from Weja to Kaswa in the central region to salvage the situation. He's under attack. It's not a good story.
Usiafo anunti same way and a Greater Accra Regional Fire Officer Rashid Kwame wode abetuja yen so yedi bi ababe somo yegyina ne nseme so na ya dane ye ho abaye ba ye den nsem no ekọ edwedie emu. Sem no ekwadwedie mu dia eye Bank of Ghana wo mu Governor Johnson Esiama endedwe wono so edin sem bi abetudwa efa Ghana yisika semo ene Central Bank enho no pay sansem no yenso yedi bi esomo ewo kase no so na ne sem a wode tudwa no ebi enie
trial. So as I said today, gold prices are at 4,800. It went up to 5,003. Now, what that tells you is that it's very volatile. There's no guarantee that it will stay at 5.3 forever. Now, a decision was taken last year to diversify. At the time, there was no indication that the Venezuela crisis, for example, was going to escalate, or the Iran crisis was going to escalate. At the time, everyone thought prices had peaked, and then it was around 4,200. Everyone thought the prices, had gone, up to maximum levels. Now, in taking those decisions, the appropriate channels were used. There were no breaches. A lot of the things we hear out there are just things you don't even want to respond to. We have all the information. I was in Parliament last week to answer all those questions. Mr. Kofi Bentil, ask him to come to us anytime. Just ask him to give me a call. I'm available to open up the books. Those things being said outside there, I don't know what it's supposed to achieve. But we are here transparently. We'll walk you through the books. Why we had to take that decision, why we believe it's a good decision at that time. Going forward, it's still a good idea to accumulate, gold. Why? Because given where we are now, we can expect gold prices, to go up over the next couple of years. If you study what's happening geopolitically, it makes sense to accumulate gold right now, whether at 4,800 or 4,005 or at 5,003. You can be sure that gold prices will go up significantly within the next 2 or 3 years. So it's fine to buy new, products, production of gold. Currently, hold it.
Ebusia for ye de wo in some way and a Bank of Ghana wo mu Governor wode abetuja Johnson Esiama na ye gina sansem we so ne de dwede nsem ni nia aba na wie ye na madane me hosema me ba me de nsem no ayeko enigede emu. Ebusiafo enunti yede nsem no ekwa ni jedie mu dia eye Ghanaian dancehall artist aye friend say eye Stonebwoy endedwe wode nsem bi abetudwa efa ne album a wode abetudwa wo chese eye torture album wo chese sa album nsem a ewom no eye ade a emu eduye papa eye reflection of life eye abrabom nsem na onu Stonebwoy wakeka album a wode aye sa album we a wode abetu edwa no chese se ade se bano ebusia ewo music industry manye moja nkwa ne kabuma etimi eye ebusia ne mum no reality royalty ne no bi ana ekekabuma etimi boa ma bibia no eye ba koye etimi eba wo montem enu nti Stonebwoy ne nsema anope wode abetudwana na yenso yedi bi aba besomo ewo kase no so na yegina Stonebwoy nsemi so ne yedi eye anopa no so kase no yɛde ne nia aba na wie yɛnsɛm no na ɛdɔɔso yie papaapa na deɛ di mo akɔtene ebie ne sɛ Mampani John Dramani Mahama ndedwe wɔde nsɛm bi abɛtudwa ɛfa Big Push Initiative ne ho a yɛde mu nsɛm yɛde ɛbɛsom saa ɛnso ana Accra Metropolitan Assembly wɔn so twɛ mu sɛ wɔn ɛde ɛyɛ public litter bins bɛsɛ 3,000 aba wɔn de bɛsisi nkram ha ɛbɛboa ma yɛn ho ne di nsɛm no etimi ejina ne nan so edwedi nsɛm ne mu Bank of Ghana wɔn Governor Johnson esiama enso ɛde nsɛm bi ɛbɛtudwa ɛfa yesika sɛm ho anopɛ yɛde mu nsɛm yɛde ɛbɛsom yɛsan de ne gye nsɛm ɛka ho ɛde Stone Boy enso ɛde nsɛm ɛbɛtudwa ɛfa ne album ɛho ebusuafo wɔ ne nsɛm ne afoforo pi anopɛ yɛboa no a yɛde ɛbɛsom sɛ ɛyɛ no so kaseɛ wɔ KFM TV no so aseda stronko enkonfama yɛaboafo KFM Musical Center Dadaba Tech Hub and a Talent Microfinance omo ananope womo ebo ye chidoma ye din semi ye de eba besomo ye beda production team ni na so asesa no pay womo boama nsem no ye de ebro working kind for wote me nka no edin ameje so ene maami esinkoma yakramu